Guy, aka Trigger Point. The lives ain't going too good tonight, so I'm just gonna just freestyle thing. I ain't even putting titles on. I'm just trying to see if it's gonna work.
What happened to the Izzy?
First, we're talking about Busta Rhymes. Two bodyguards unalived after exposing his DL secrets. Buster's. You probably need to look at that boy. What's his name? D-Lo. The D-Lo Twist. He got himself in the D-Lo Twist. Boss Man D-Lo.
He was a bodyguard for Busta Rhymes back in the day.
They said Boss Man D-Lo was out here with Megatron.
Yeah, Izzy's worked for me. Okay. Izzy worked for me, but he worked for some other people. I know Izzy well. He was at an event where there was a video shooter and there was a shootout.
How long has it been like this known about this?
Well, I knew about this like 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
So they say they know since 2012 that Busta been on some extracurricular activities.
Nobody else speaks up on it or says anything.
They want to be so cool with the superstar. That's exactly what it is. That's why they do that.
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he'd go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? What? Why you get mad at females? You go to these guys, they in the club, go to their section.
Ain't number dudes in their section, no women.
It's all men section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But it's all this club security in here, like nothing's gonna happen. Nobody wants you guys. Like, when I get jobs for people who really got a threat on their life, I move away here.
Busta Rhymes' past has finally come full circle, and this time there's blood on the ground and no more room for excuses. Two of his personal body.
So they're saying Busta Rhymes is one of them fun boys.
Guards are now, and the silence surrounding their mysterious deaths is louder than anything Busta's ever rapped about. These weren't just random acts of. These weren't coincidences. And if you still think they were, you're about to see everything in black and white. Because behind the fame, the platinum records, and the explosive stage presence is a darker, deeply disturbing pattern of corruption and secrecy that has haunted Busta for years. Other than his well-known anger issues and bad headlines,
y'all know that's AI. That thing said Booster, not Buster, but Booster.
Find out about Busta's string of alleged unprovoked outbursts and a chilling history of intimidation that has gone unchecked for far too long. And even with all that, none of it comes close to the explosive secret these two men may have been silenced for exposing. Y'all, this isn't gossip, neither is speculation for clicks. These are patterns, bodies, and questions with no answers. And they all lead back to one man, Busta Rhymes. Let's get into the dark past.
They're saying Busta Rhymes is I don't know.
That's no longer hiding the shadows.
What's the ever try to come me? Could you present the base of what you're saying, yo? So we look at the cover, yo.
Now, let's look into the mystery of these two dead men and one unanswered question. The only piece of info that the public knows so far is that two bodyguards who worked closely with Busta Rhymes, men paid to protect.
So they're saying there might be a whole some kind of collusion going on with this stuff. It's crazy.
Him with their lives are now gone under deeply suspicious circumstances. But that's just about it, as no proper investigations went into finding out what really happened. It's now years later, and witnesses are finally courageous enough to say the truth about what really happened. Back in 2008, Busta's bodyguard, Jermaine Black Williams, was reported, but literally hours after that, he was found in Queens Ozone Park, New York. According to the police report, the man had been shot multiple times and was discovered wrapped in a sheet when police noticed bloodstains in his parked SUV in the park. No suspects have been apprehended. Busta Rhymes, who was in Europe when Black was found. What's wild is, this wasn't just a part-time gig for him. He wasn't some casual security guy Busta picked up off Craigslist. Jermaine worked under Busta's protection for over 8 years.
So he know this man closely. Like they have a very close relationship. And he ends up unalive. Maybe because of the secrets that he know about Busta.
That's nearly a decade of standing in front of bullets, shutting down threats, and witnessing the raw, unfiltered version of a man the public barely knows. That's years of being around every secret, every power play, every off-record moment, and yet nothing. No public statement from Busta, no condolences for the 2 children Jermaine left behind. Just silence. Now let's rewind the clock. Back in February 2006, another man in Busta's inner circle met a similar fate. His name was Israel Ramirez, and he wasn't new to the game
I think that's Izzy.
either. He had stood guard for Busta for over 10 years. That's loyalty. That's family. But during the filming of...
If I've been working with somebody for 8 years, and I've been working with somebody for 10 years, I know them personally. I know the ins and outs. I know exactly. Especially if I'm security, and I'm with you all the time. So, basically, I know all I know everything about you.
the Touch It remix video in New York, chaos broke out. Witnesses recall an altercation between fans spiraling out of control, and in the middle of it, Ramirez was shot down, on set, in front of people. And yet it's only Ramirez, this professional and experienced guard, that was taken down, no one else. Now tell me if that ain't sus. Like some premeditated exchange to make it look like an accident. Words that Ramirez knew too much, so he had to go.
What happened to Izzy? I believe it was gentleman's name.
He was the bodyguard for Busta Rhymes back in the day. Izzy used to work for me.
Okay.
Izzy worked for me, but he worked for some other people. I know Izzy well. He was at an event where there was a video shooter, and there was a shootout, and eventually he got caught in the middle of the gunfire. You know?
And he was the only one to get shot.
He was over the guy.
He had his life to save.
Anyway,
What followed was even more disturbing. The NYPD launched an investigation trying to piece together who pulled the trigger. But when they turned to Busta for answers, he straight up refused to cooperate. No testimony, no details, no help. The public dragged him for it, and rightfully so. This was a man who dedicated, it wasn't to clear the air or bring peace to Ramirez's family. It was to defend his own choice to stay quiet.
Can you tell me, Alex, why has it been so complicated to close that case?
because of the people.
You don't want to have nothing to do with that. Like, if he has something to do, you still don't want to have nothing to say about it.
People that were involved. And you have high-profile rappers that were involved in where a person got, and there's other celebrities at this event that would have to be brought to court. And to be honest with you, I know a lot about that. I know more probably than anybody about what happened. However, it's been stalemate for many years. It's a tough case because a lot of people are going to have to report it. And it's going to have to be done by the government. It can't be done by a attorney.
Two men, both worked directly under Busta, both cases unresolved. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern dressed up like bad luck. Part of the police report even said the two events have been deemed early by investigators as unrelated. Years later, the whispers are getting louder. So why are people finally speaking up now? To understand why Busta Rhymes' secret life is starting to unravel, we gotta take it all the way back. Buckle up, because y'all aren't ready for the names that are about to drop. Celebrities you would never have guessed would be caught up in such scandals. And he was so deep in it, he'd rather take you out than risk being exposed. But now that Diddy's in, the secrets have been spilling ever since his arrest. And to think there are even more disturbing truths that haven't even come out yet? That's just wild. Y'all already know 50 Cent has been front and center in exposing Diddy, but the web keeps growing. And word is, Busta's name is next on the list.
They call him Fun Boy. They have said we got a Fun Boy in the section for Busta. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like,
So he want a boy. You want a boy.
what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us.
I'm walking through the crowd and somebody grabs my hand. just softly put their hand.
This dude is telling when Buster had basically came in contact with him, and he said that this 3 years ago. It might be 4 now, but they basically saying this is proof that Buster is. I don't know.
In my hand and just hold it. So I look, and I see this big chain that said flip mode. I look up and it's Busta Rhymes.
So word on the street is Busta Rhymeses, but cheeks have been busting more than his voice been rhyming. And right now he's super pressed, like big mad. Allegedly, Busta has been out here blowing up over some explosive footage that's about to drop in 50 Cent's upcoming Diddy documentary. And it's looking real bad for him, because for years he's been neck deep into the FL parties, mystery guest lists, the whole secret lifestyle. But what's got Busta sweating bullets, according to sources, is that there's an actual video evidence of him caught up in the middle of it all, right alongside Diddy. And that's just the surface. A while back, one of Busta's former bodyguard.
We talking about Diddy. I mean, not Diddy. We talking about one of Diddy boys. We talking about Busta. They saying Busta out here. They say he out here doing some nefarious thing with some men's, bro. Like, say he with these men's. Yeah, he with the men's, bro.
His big homie CC spilled some tea that had people shook. Busta's had it inside for a minute now. Said the man had a thing for fun boys and that it wasn't even low key.
They say he like them fun boys. They say he like fun boys.
Apparently, club promoters were well aware, and whenever Busta rolled through, they made sure the VIP section was loaded with a very specific kind of company. He got the footage to match, like actual footage from one of Diddy's wild parties, showing Busta and Diddy allegedly going all the way off in a no-holds-barred freak session with several men who insiders say were hired for the night. But it doesn't stop there. Several men have started stepping forward claiming that Busta made some real uncomfortable advances toward them. They say anytime they crossed paths with him, he'd hit them with that let's party energy. But not the regular kind, the Diddy kind.
I seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before.
Oh, yeah.
In some of your videos.
Oh, yeah. Possessed monster. I'm not gonna say. They call them fun boys. They say we gotta have some fun in the section for Busta. Cause I bodyguarded the Ghostface before. You feel me? And being around him, you hear things. You feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan. You feel me? Like every cookout she playing it. All his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Craig Mack playing that.
Now with 50 Cent behind the camera of a Netflix doc that's already being hyped like Surviving Diddy 2.0, Busta's aren't doing much to slow it down. If anything, he just guaranteed himself more screen time.
I don't really like to speak on situations that I'm not well versed in and that's not really my situation. You know what I'm saying? But I wish the best for everyone involved. God bless everyone involved. And, I think that we should all kind of be a little more mindful of how much we speak on other things when it's sensitive as this.
With Busta Rhymes back in the hot seat, you just know 50 Cent wasn't about to sit this one out quiet. One thing about 50, if you've ever beefed with him, then it's beef for life. I kid you not, if 50 decided to revenge, even the devil sits to take notes. So when it comes to his position with Busta, boy haven't they had a truckload of quarrels. So 50 is legit having a fiestal day exposing him like this, right before they were set to 1999 VMAs. Yes, the one that was rent-free in all our Busta, don't even about showing up in this mess. I don't care if it's a pull-up looking fly, not fried. Of course, Busta had time. He came right back with an AI photo of 50 looking, well, let's just say questionable. And he hit the caption with, "The blessings don't stop, so we ain't never gonna stop." But hold up. I thought it was Father's Day, Fifth. You out here looking like this? Don't tell me this your mirror prep for Shreveport? By this...
Damn. So Busta put a picture of him looking like a female.
Time the clowning was mutual and loud, but under all that comedy, fans could feel the tension bubbling, just as 50 could tell Busta was officially an enemy. Oh, it gets deeper. Back to Big Homie exposing Busta for being a super zest monster. He added that this was...
That's what they were saying. They say he's a super zest monster. That's what they call him, super zest monster.
wasn't just a one-time rumor. This was something everybody in the nightlife scene low-key knew, especially the club promoters. Like, if Busta was showing up, they already had a checklist: bottle service, security, and a curated selection of fine men just for him. That was the assignment. And then he drops this one wild story of one time when Busta locked his eyes on Don Benjamin, who was in the building with his homie, who just so happens to be openly out of the closet. The moment Busta laid eyes on dude, it was on.
Bro, on my soul, I'm out with a group of people.
Wow.
At this time, I was with him.
No, never heard of it.
Model dude, like a model guy. He was doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin at the club. We ended up.
You know what? I seen it. They play him on a commercial on regular TV. They got like a gold commercial where they be selling gold chain. That's him. That's him. Wow.
Going to Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, he was a gay dude, super cool, told me good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad.
Damn. He didn't want him in the section that bad, did he? He said he wanted him in the section so bad. Like, oh, have mercy, Jesus.
Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope.
That's what you do with a female though, bro. That's what rappers, if they see a real fine woman they want in the club, they take her, they pull, hey, come on over here. We're gonna tuck you off to the side. You don't go nowhere, you stay right here. And when we leave, you go on with me. This Busta doing this with men.
Him off in the corner. I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. But I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. He stayed in there with him, man.
Dang.
For sure.
That's crazy.
You ain't never heard about this before, ever.
That's crazy.
So this is common knowledge, bro. If you in the mix,
And they say this common knowledge, y'all.
if you in the mix,
Like,
I've been in the mix.
I've been listening to Busta for years, but honestly, to be honest with you, I've never seen Busta with no women. I've never seen Busta with a woman at the Grammys, the VMAs, the AM. I never seen him with no. I'm talking about the NAACP. I never seen this man with no women. That's like everything kind of adding up right now though.
You know this, bro.
Big Homie says Busta snatched the guy straight into VIP like it was a mission. And once he was in, that man was not leaving. Period. Busta was locked in, hovering around him, throwing compliments, calling him cute the whole night. Like it was giving obsession.
So,
Hold on, bro. Hold on. You call this man cute? How? Cute where? Where is he cute at? That's what I'm trying to figure out. All right, DK, what's happening? What's happening, DK? Man, we listening to this foolishness about Busta on here, bro.
I hear somebody say, oh, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, did he just say that? They go all
The guy trying to pull back.
They pulled them off, like,
They said they walled him off, and Busta Rhymes pulled up like the ceiling was missing in that bitch. That what they said?
like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy. He couldn't believe that. He was shocked. But man, you asked for him.
And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, Big Homie takes it up.
Little dude was like, hey, we gonna have some fun today. Cause the dude he pulled to the side, hey, he was down with it. Hey, y'all hold on, man. I'm about to play it, and I'm coming right back. I gotta get a little bit of ice and everything. I'll be right back here.
Another knot. He claims that Busta's real type hasn't been a secret in the industry for years, like the insider's been new. But when he was asked why nobody ever put Busta on blast before, Big Homie kept it real. Folks ain't trying to burn bridges. Everybody wants access. That VIP section, yeah, too many people are chasing that clout and co-sign to risk exposing the truth.
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How come you think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much, they want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls.
I definitely have seen that. I have seen Busta Rhymes get mad at females. I don't know what they talking about. I really don't even care. But anyway, man, what the hell I did with my drink? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Somebody can't spell. I don't know. I guess they trying to
This
be
girl
funny.
touched him one time, he go
Nigga,
crazy.
you can't
Throw a drink
spell
on her and
any
everything.
fucking way, bitch.
See what I'm saying? Guys, they in that section. It's all men in the section.
Dang.
That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, like, nothing's gonna happen. Nobody wants to guys, bro. Like, when I get jobs for people who really got
Let me get my drink. I'll be
But
right
then came
back.
the real jaw dropper. Big Homie hinted that Busta's past issues with women might not just be random outbursts, they could be tied to something deeper. Allegedly, like many men who live on the low, Busta might be carrying some built-up resentment. And that frustration, it ends up coming out in toxic, even ways. I told you all the layers keep peeling back, and what's underneath ain't pretty.
But man, you ask, bro, anybody that's in the mix, bro, like, you know, bro. Most of these dudes, bro, putting on a major act. They don't want to be themselves.
It's crazy.
They'll get mad at you for buying bottles of champagne to get a girl. They'll get mad, oh, we don't want these bottle rats in our section. What are we here for? Why are y'all here then? What are y'all here for? Just because y'all got booked to be here, okay, but sometimes they not booked. They just in there. So what they looking for, that ain't gonna be what you thinking of. Oh God, seen it.
Now, if you're thinking this is just one salty bodyguard trying to go viral, nah fam. The floodgates are opening and more dudes are stepping up with receipts. Let's take it back to 2020 real quick. Social media personality Trip Ali hit YouTube with a wild story, saying Busta tried to scoop him one night in New York while he was just trying to hit up a Halloween party.
I'm walking, New York City, going to a club. It was Halloween weekend, everybody was out. And it was this party we was going to, me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit. Friend that they came in from Detroit. And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now I ain't know it was Busta at first. Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big ass flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up? Now he holding my hand the whole time. I'm like, what's up, man? Like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, me and my people about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man? And then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, beside eye, this big bodyguard in black, just standing there,
Was way off.
And you can come in with me if you want. You know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, just let me know. He was like, okay, just let me know. Tell him that you come in there and meet with me. You know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite artists of all time. And back then I was really on my rap.
Before they even pulled up, Tripp got into it with his homeboy who was not feeling the idea of partying with Busta. The convo escalated into a full-blown argument, and next thing you know, they're fighting in the middle of NYC. It got so hectic, Tripp called the whole thing off and ended up stuck by himself in the city. But honestly, that might have been the universe stepping in, because who knows what was really waiting for him in that VIP. Fast forward.
He might have got busted. He might have got busted. Like,
to 2021, and the whispers started all over again. Word on the street was that Busta was allegedly still out here making moves on men, and the mess hit enough.
he might have got busted.
Other level when paparazzi supposedly spotted him leaving a pride event with a trans woman. The plot thickens, y'all. Because just when you thought things couldn't get any messier, Orlando Brown jumped back on the timeline with another one of his signature bombshells. This time, he didn't just name drop Diddy. Busta Rhymes into the mix too, claiming he's had moments with multiple industry heavyweights.
You made love. You made
At the airport too. That was the time I didn't know you. You met Drake? Oh.
what's the name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard just said he had nothing to do with that.
Usher.
Terrence Howard just came out with an interview basically saying he ain't never had nothing to do with none of that, bro. So that's Orlando Brown. Y'all know how he lied. So that's probably a lie right there.
Usher's an Usher.
Why you gotta know?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad sent his dad's friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer.
Now look, we know Orlando got a rep for saying stuff, and most folks brush him off when he starts spazzing, but
That man said his dad is Lucifer. That's why I work.
lately he's been sounding a lot more grounded in his interviews. And if you really listen between the lines, some of what he's saying low-key lines up with other rumors that have been floating around for years.
A documentary comes out called Quiet on Set.
I never had to work for Nickelodeon. I work for Disney. We don't do the.
But you know what's crazy is, out of both of them, I think Nickelodeon is the weirdest, allegedly. All this alleged, bro. But I've watched TCAP, and I've seen someone who actually worked for Nickelodeon caught on TCAP to catch a predator.
Oh man, not the example.
Well, shout out to Nick Cannon. What I will do is I'll say that the owner of Nickelodeon is Jeffrey Epstein. The guy.
Hold on. I don't know how that, where all that correlates, because I've never heard that before, that Jeffrey Epstein is actually the owner of Nickelodeon. Never heard that. That's my first time hearing that. So all of this right here is alleged. I do not know. This is just something I'm reacting to.
That they've been trying to follow. And okay, now look at the characteristics of everything they said, and then look at everything that he did. I'm not gonna do that to make some money though. That's my brother. Like, I'm not doing that to Tito.
Now, whether Busta's on the DL or not, that's his business. But what can't be ignored is this long trail of being dragging behind him for decades. Let's rewind to 2006. Prosecutors were ready to hit Busta with a weapons charge after some random sidewalk incident, and according to Billboard, the man had a whole machete-riding shotgun in his car. A machete, y'all, like we in a jungle. And it didn't...
Y'all gotta remember though, I don't know if Busta from the islands. I know he got tied to the islands. I don't know if it's people from the islands or whatever, because you know, I think he do got ties to the island some type of way. But yeah, that's probably why he had a machete.
Stop there. A year later, in 2007, Busta was back on the radar, this time for allegedly laying hands on his own driver over some.
We got something from the New York. We got something from the New York Post. Something from the New York Post saying he got fined 75 G's for assault on a fan.
And sued Busta for $75,000, claiming he got jumped at one of his shows, all because he tried to dip early. Allegedly, the fan stood up mid-set because Fabulous didn't show, and Busta went off, yelling at him, throwing water bottles, and even had his security sock the man in the face like it was WWE. Like, what kind of ego does that? Given how hot-headed Busta's been over the years, it kind of makes sense why he's been thick as thieves with Diddy since way back in the day. But the gossip doesn't stop at their temper tantrums. Word on the curb is they might also share a very specific type when it comes to men. And we're talking way younger. And listen, Busta's reaction to the whole Diddy drama, yeah, that had a lot of people side-eyeing him.
So let's hear what he got to say about about the Diddy stuff. But they say he like young boys. That's crazy, dog.
When the first wave of allegations hit, instead of distancing himself or keeping it neutral, Busta popped out with a PSA, telling fans not to jump to conclusions and themselves. Like,
I've got to ask you, there's been so much going on in the music industry pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth. I don't really like to speak on situations that I'm not well versed in, and that's not really my situation. You know what I'm saying? But I wish the best for everyone involved. God bless everyone involved. And, you know, I think that we should all kind of be a little more mindful of how much we speak on other things when it's as sensitive as this.
But honestly, like, as much as like they're going against him on this video, what he did say right there was true, because Diddy is really fighting for his life. But Diddy don't have a fair chance out of this shit. Like, Diddy damn near stuck in this shit, bro. Like Diddy might not get out of this shit, bro. He might not be able to get out of this one.
People don't keep in mind the effect of what their opinion can have. And I think it's really, really important that we reserve our opinions until we understand what the undisputed truth is.
Have you had a chance to speak to Diddy?
I spoke to him a few times before, like, it got a little out of control. A lot of the times when people are going through things, you gotta respect the space and the privacy that they need to process how they're gonna deal with the things that they. I just want to see the right end result for everyone.
bruh, when this many people are speaking up about SA and all kinds of shady stuff, especially involving you telling folks to stay quiet, ain't it? That's not neutral. You're defending Diddy. And now that everything's fully blown up, raids, lawsuits, and even a whole indictment, Busta's suddenly playing dumb like he ain't even know Diddy like that? Please. Anyways, 50 Cent is cooking up that tell-all Diddy doc, and sources are saying Busta's name is gonna be in it, and we are here for it. He was one of...
They saying 50 gonna put his name all in the mix. So 50 gonna have him in the documentary.